Natural disaster. Natural disasters are catastrophic events caused by natural processes such as earthquakes, hurricanes, floods, wildfires, and volcanic eruptions. These events can cause significant damage to infrastructure, homes, and natural landscapes, as well as pose a threat to human life in the world, and their frequency and severity can vary depending on geographic location and local climate conditions. So friends, today we are going to show you some natural calamities due to which many people have suffered and many people have lost their lives. So without wasting any more time, let's start today's video. Uttarakhand floods in June 2013. In June 2013, the state of Uttarakhand in India witnessed one of the worst natural disasters in its history. The region was hit by heavy rainfall, resulting in flash floods and landslides. The floods and landslides washed away entire villages, leaving thousands of people stranded and homeless. The disaster claimed the lives of over 5,000 people, with many others missing or injured. Rescue operations were hampered by damaged roads and bridges, making it difficult for aid to reach those in need. The tragedy brought to light the vulnerability of the region's infrastructure and the need for better disaster management strategies. Even today, many families are still struggling to rebuild their lives and homes. The Uttarakhand floods of 2013 will always remain a tragic chapter in India's history. Pineville tornado. Pineville is a small town in central Louisiana. They're across from Alexandria on the other side of the Red River and the original home of Louisiana State University before they moved to Baton Rouge in mid-December of 2019. A severe tornado outbreak tore through the southern United States, spawning several strong and long-track tornadoes near cities like Alexandria and Pineville. During the story form, a worried husband was waiting for his wife to return from her doctor's appointment. As he stood in his garage, he recorded the tornado as it passed over his hometown. The wind picks up quickly in front of his house. Branches snap and fly away from the trees across the street, and our homeowner is forced to take a few steps back. We see his trash can sliding across the driveway, and then something big whips across the screen. Once he feels the wind in the garage, he knows it's time to get inside. According to reports, an EF3 tornado, or perhaps multiple tornadoes, traced a 60 miles path of destruction between the towns of Derrida and Alexandria. Our homeowner in Pineville caught the tail end of it. He was able to contact his wife once the tornado passed. Hidalgo floods. Hidalgo County, Texas, is one of the fastest-growing communities in the United States. Located on the Rio Grande River in South Texas, Hidalgo shares a border with Reynosa, Mexico. On June 24, 2019, both communities suffered major June floods. The National Weather Service calls it the sequel. More than a foot of rain lashed Hidalgo County over 6 hours. The storm blew sideways and hundreds of streets were flooded. Footage taken at the center of the storm gives new meaning to the term flood to the ground in Texas. Our homeowners bravely recorded violent storms from their patios, but it became too dangerous to be outside. The electricity had clearly gone out a long time ago, judging by the dim candles we could see throughout the house. The sequel came about 367 days after a massive storm in June 2018 wreaked similar damage across the Rio Grande Valley. Once the rains subsided in 2019, more than 1,100 houses were either destroyed or suffered major damage. The sequel could cause $50 to $100 million worth of destruction, even more. Utuado floods. On September 18, 2022, Hurricane Fiona made landfall in Puerto Rico. Hurricane Fiona brought winds of 111 miles per hour and dumped nearly 2 feet of rain on the island, causing widespread flooding in the town of Utuado. Floods are caused due to this high amount of rainfall. And because of the flood, the Guanica River swelled. Because of this, the water flows in great quantity through the river Guanica. And in front of this huge amount of water in the video where this bridge could not stand and broke down in a moment and was washed away with the water. And after seeing this scene, the people present there could not believe their own eyes. However, this bridge was constructed in 2017. And this metal bridge was supposed to be temporary. Powerful rainstorm in Manila. Manila, the capital of the Philippines, is the country's second most populous city. Home to around 1.8 million people, the city is known as the Pearl of the Orient and is packed with museums, parks, theaters, and shopping malls. But on June 22, 2022, the Pearl almost blew up. Initially, the weather forecast was partly cloudy skies and isolated rain. But suddenly there is a sudden change in wind speed. Wind speeds increased to 18 to 25 miles per hour. It looked like a tornado. And almost everything on the road was blown away by this amount of wind. And while recording some of this on camera, something heavy hit the ground in front of our cameraman and made him go back a few steps. According to local reports, several roads were deemed impassable the next morning due to uprooted trees and debris. False reports came out that a super typhoon was on its way to Manila, but they were quickly destroyed. It was just a strange, but powerful rainstorm. The deadliest day in Everest's history. On April 25, 2015, was the deadliest day in Mount Everest's history. A 7.8 magnitude earthquake has devastated Nepal, triggering a massive avalanche near the southern base camp. According to The Guardians, ABA Tibetan landslides. ABA Tibetan in Chang Prefecture, known as ABA, but spelled differently, is an autonomous region in central China. As in most of Southeast Asia, heavy rains cause frequent landslides, which can disrupt one's morning commute. As you can see in the video, the entire road is covered in dust and debris. Another angle from the road below shows clouds hovering over some bushes. A diagram shows where the landslide came from. Another shows the entrance to a tunnel under the cliff, now completely blocked by rocks and dirt. The final image may have been taken moments before the landslide began. Hopefully, those workers got off the road in time. However, according to local news, no one was injured during the landslide. Another driver allegedly made it through the tunnel in time, blasting out the other end like a stunt driver. Tsunamis of muddy water. Pasaman Regency is a county in West Sumatra, Indonesia. Like other Pacific Ring of Fire countries, Indonesia is highly susceptible to earthquakes and volcanic eruptions. On February 25, 2022, a magnitude 6.1 earthquake struck West Sumatra about 2.5 miles below the surface. 3 villages near Mount Tocumao suffered the most damage. As a result, tsunamis of muddy water or turbid water are seen there. However, after witnessing this situation, a local man named Henry Ianto recorded the horrific scene on his mobile phone, where it can be seen that whatever is falling in front of the tsunami of murky water is being swept away. Anyway, according to Ianto, our cameraman for the disaster, 4 houses and a mosque were swept away by the mudslides. Fortunately, no one lost their life due to this disaster. Guys, we have come to the end of the video. Thank you for watching the video for so long patiently. If you like this video, you can like and comment, and if you want to see such strange and interesting videos, you can subscribe to our channel and ring the bell icon next to it. See you in the next video. Until then, stay healthy, stay well. Thank you.